is actually my first time come to Burundi since I joined UNFPA just over 7 years ago. And in terms of expectations, I can't say what my expectations are because every country is different. But in coming to Burundi, I think several things that really struck me, the progress that the country has made in terms of reproductive health, but also noticing that the country, despite progress made, a lot of work is still required if we are to achieve the objectives that UNFPA has set itself for 2030. The 3 key transformative objectives of zero unmet need for family planning, zero gender-based violence, and zero preventable maternal deaths. And what struck me really was that in terms of family planning, the unmet need for family planning is at 30%. So we've got a long way to go in Burundi. The maternal mortality has improved, but it's still over 300 maternal deaths per every 100,000 live births. And the level of gender-based violence is still high. But what was really encouraging is to meet with the staff, understand the work that they're doing, understand the progress that they have made, also meeting with the partners, meeting with government ministries. I met with the Minister for Health, met with the Minister for Finance and Planning, met with the Minister for Gender, and also met with various bilateral donors to UNFPA, but also implementing partners. I went to the field and saw the work that UNFPA and other UN agencies are doing for those people who have been displaced in the camps. And all that, and hearing from all those people gave me a lot of hope, because there was clear commitment from everybody you met. From the staff, there's a lot of commitment. From the government partners, a lot of commitment. From the partners, the donors, a lot of commitment. And the implementing partners in particular, you could see their motivation, their encouragement. So although the needs are great, my impression is that Burundi is determined to achieve the transformative goals, and together we can get there. Because the testimonies today, they really touched me. I have heard testimonies before, but I think I would say it's the first time I've had such in-depth testimonies, and testimonies that covered a whole range of areas.
Twe n'umushinga ntaye wanje murabona ko ngena n'ubumuga yarantahuye ukondi arankunda ukondi hama turabyara umwana wa mbere tubyara umwana wa mbere mugatwe twasezeye ko tuzobyara abana babiri gusa hanyuma ugira kabiri Imana ikiduha mahasa mure dufise abana batatu mu nyuma rero cyo dufata ingingo yo kurera abo bana tubyara bonyene burundu nibyo twafashe n'umushinga ntaye wanje kugira ngo tubyare bakeya dushoboye kurera kandi na cyane umurabona ko barinda kutubaga twebwe tugenda n'ubumuga kugira twibaruke rero arambwira ati ubwiriza rero madamu urabona ko ningwa gumuvyara uzoshobora kugira kumererwa nabi nayo maguru n'ukuntu bagomba bakubaga hanyuma cyo dufata ingingo yo kubyara batatu gusa rero kuri ndamushimi kandi urabona ko atacabaye umushinga ntayegene yankunze n'inzuku rero nawe kandi acangira imigambi ati evi ndagusabye byari bakeya mugana natambiwe kwankaje kubona ya jewe shaka kubyara abahungu n'abakobwa rero nguma mbona navye abahungu gusa mugabo arambye ati bikunde kubera n'amagara yawe kugira ngo amere neza cyo dufata ingingo yo kubyara batatu burundu ubu rero tugiye turera abana kuko uyu byaye abana benshi mu muryango uzurabe mukenyeza akora cyicara muhira na cyane akora abantu naho bacamwirukana burundu
jewe nubakanye n'umugore wanje mu 2000 kuvuga rero twubakanye mu 2000 nari tubyaye umwana wa mbere. Tubyaye umwana wa mbere turaza turavugana n'umugore wiwanje ati tugende kuntuzenya ku buryo. Hanyuma rero tubwaye ati tugende ku buryo, turagenda turashikira abaganga turabahanuza mu buryo bwose batanga kwa muganga. Barabutubwira. Bamaze kubutubwira, umugore wiwanje acahitamwo kwiteza urushinge. Kuvuga rero kuva yo kuri uwo mwana wa mbere twese kongera kuronka uwundi mwana mu 2004. Tumurose muri 2004 n'ubundi asubirayo nyene ku buryo yiteza intuzenya urushinge nkuko byari ku bwa mbere. Ubugira gatatu tuca tumuvyara mu 2008. Tumuvyaye mu 2008 nubwo nyene twumvikana kwa kundi nyene tuvugana duti y'ubundi subirayo turebe uko bizogenda. Mugabo imbere yaho mu biganiro twaganira twavugana duti tuzovyara abana bane. Uwa kane rero tuca tumuvyara mu 2013. Turumvikana murazi yuko mu urugo rugizwe n'abantu babiri. Tuca rero turaja inama. Tireba bakitereje rero urushinge teka twumvikane jewe ngende zo kwifungisha burundu. Ubunye abana baraho kuvuga uwa mbere ubunye ateye yiga mu ntuzenya muri lise, uwa nyuma nawe yiga mu mwaka wa gatatu. Je nutwibaniye neza n'umudamu.
Numva umushinga ntaye wanje avuga ngo aze kwiyugaza. Ibihuhanaza numva abantu bavuga ati umuntu yiyugaje ngo abakonwe ngo ntasubira kurangura amabanga yabubatse. Hanyuma ubundi abimubwira ati none ko numvise umuntu bagiye kumwugara ntasubira kurangura amabanga yabubatse. Aca arambwira ati jewe nawe bagije TPS tiyaranyemereye neza yuko umuntu aguma akomeye. Barabimukoreye. Hanyuma mugabo jewe mu nyuma ntagura kumubwira tuko biri kose ibyo bintu ntabyo bakugize. None ko ati ko numvuga umukomeye nkuko wahora ati ibintu byaje kuko burya rero nguma rero ngira amazinda umwana yarakiri muto. Hanyuma umwana agumara tugumaho. Ubwo rero umwana ariko araba inkumi urabona ko ageragera mu wa kane. Jewe ndaho ndakomeye kandi nawe mabanga bubatse tuyakora ukuri kwamye. Abagabo bafise ubwoba bwo kujugumira ngo hari ingaruka mbi. Nigihuha ibikorwa biguma bikorwa kugira nyene uzi nyene bikorwa. Nta ngorane na zimwe zihari. Cyo twohanura rero abantu bagifise ubwoba no kwivako kubera iyi sitera yaga. Turaba ukuntu byogenda kubera abantu barabaye benshi. Turaba yuko nyene two kwikingira tutaronerwa tugire Kristo.
Narigeze gutwara inda. Iyo nda ndayitwaye namagira ngo imera nk'uko izindi zari zimeze. Kubera nari maze kubyara gatandatu nababyarira muhira. Iyo nda buraca ku murango iramfata. Umwana yaciye avuka yafuye. Avuye yafuye urumva nari inziti kubera burya inda ntiziza kumwe. Ato yafuye niho hagera igihe ndatangura kubona ibintu by'amazi. Ndatangura ndibaza ati none ibintu nibiki. Ndabifata ibisanzwe. Hageze iminsi niho naza kwivuriro rinyegeye. Ndayavyiganira muganga. Muganga ngo iyo ngwara ngo irakira. Narariye imiti yampaye kukugira ikire byaranse. Bigatera byiyongera. Haraheze imyaka 12 ndayigwaye. Ntanumva umuntu avuye igitega. Tije kuvaho nabere yakumbuka ndikeye. Kereka jewe ngire nze kubaza uwo muntu yapfuye ku rumuri. Ndamubaza yambariye ati ntihagire umufumuzako. Wewe icyo ukora genda ku rumuri igitega niyo ngwara bayivura. Barambuye iyo ngwara nanisigaye genda nyegera. None ubu ndaza ahabona nk'abandi. Nugusenga ubu nkaza gusenga. Aho saka hose nkagenda. N'umutama wanze honyene nawe nyene n'ukuri yarandemesa ntiyigeze ampera ntiyigeze yidodomba. None ico no hanura abakenyezi bakiri bato ntihagire umuntu azovyarira ku muhira mukabona inda ibafase mwumvise agasonga muce mwiruka kwa muganga nazaho byabaye ko kubera yavukiye muhira n'abakiri batoyi baba abigeme mwebwe ababyeyi naho bamwe tutaronka ibyo tuvuga mu bana b'ubu twobahanura bakareka kuza baratwara n'izo ndazi bitwarira nazo nyene ni nkwezi y'akarongo none uwo mutama wiwanza ubu twibaniye neza ubu nta ngorane ntiyigeza nta ingize ati tugire Kristo.
We had a testimony from a couple, a woman speaking of how she was underwent violence from her husband for years, and how through UNFPA's interventions in her community, they both attended, and gradually she saw the change in her husband.
Hanyuma inaye yanje na gomba kufatira ku ikigwa cha amabi afatiye ku gitsina. Jewe turi ngaho muri village nukuri twavanye hariya n'umushinga ntayo wanje ari amahoro bukebuke, ariko dushitse muri village birahinduka. Sinzi ukuntu ibishatani byaje mu mutwe kuba atangura kunywa inzoga atamwe inzoga, aja mu marigara atahoje mu marigara, hanyuma ntangura gukubitwa, abana batangura bavuye ku ishuri bakubitwa, impuzu zisanzwe twa hariya tudafungura. Umugabo aranko ku kanoti yavuye ku gashingero akacaja mu irigara, tukarara tutariye bikagenda nabi. Hanyuma ngite ngo mvuga ati none minyakuba mushinga nabi bigenda gute ko we mbona wanyoye biriwe hariya nabonye, none twebwe tubigenda gute nabana iyo ikofi nirindi kama pese umwana akuze wo mwana uko nje nahohoterwa nawe ni ko mwana yahohoterwa omenga sinzi byabaye mu rugo. Hanyuma yaho ndavuga ati none kakumye bagumako ati nta kuntu ngire gute sindi gutekere mfise abana abatandatu mfise n'imbanyi none ngira gute kaguma nihangana. Hanyuma niho haza ishira hamwe yafini wape yigisha ingo n'imiryango yiza muri village. Hanyuma izo tumaze kuja kwiga izo nyigisho twazize inshuro zibiri. Inshuro ya mbere ndagira ubuntu turatumirwa aragenda ariga, ariko ntiyahinduka hariko gusa kantu gatoyi, ariko itoyigira kabiri nukuri naciye mbona ko yihanye kabisa. Iyo mwigisha kweri yaramukurugutuye kabisa, aramukurugutura. Dutashe ntangura kubona ihinduka, ntangura kubona kanama ko mu rugo, ntangura kubona ciye bugufi akadusaba imbabazi, banze ko abantu bashinga ntaye mwihagararako, mugabo nkabona ko aciye bugufi kweri. Mu bimenyetso akabinyereka akandunira akantu nkasanga kari mu cyumba, mugabo bitahora biba.
And he also talked, basically reiterating what she has said. We also had a testimony from a young couple, a woman who is an albino and her husband, also talking about how they, through UNFPA, they were able to plan their family from the start. And what was also encouraging is that we know in this part of Africa, albinos are some of the people who are left behind. But the courage that this couple had to speak, I think is also so encouraging, because it shows everybody that whether you're an albino or not, you are like any other person, and you can have a relationship with any other person just like they have a relationship, and they seem so happily married.
N'umugabo wanje turaje hamwe tuvuga tuti dukwiye kubyara ku rugero, kuko muri iki gihe isi yarazi arabinkundira. Turajya twese turajyana kwa muganga, abaganga baratweretse uburyo bwose buriho. Ubwo buryo twahisemwo hitamwo gufata uburyo bw'akagegene. Ubu dufite abana babiri, umwana umwe afite imyaka 9, ugira kabiri nawe afite imyaka 3. Kandi bimpa akaryo keza ko kurondera umuryango wanje w'abo bana babiri no kurondera akazoza keza mu rugo rwanje. Ikindi abasaba mvuga nti abamama bose baba bari hano boba bumva ibyo ndiko ndavuga, nabo nyene boja ku buryo, kuko hariho igihuha kivuga ngo tugiye ku buryo turamererwa nabi. nanjye nyine kandi narongeye gutinya ibyo none aho bitinya abandi yuko hariho kumererwa nabi none nanjye naho ndi mu albinos urukoba rwanje ruruku sinzomererwa nabi kurusha ariko ntacyo byangize kugeza ubu bimeze neza ndabishima rwose.
There was also the testimony from the lady with the disability and her husband, and how despite her disability, the disability of the limbs, her husband, she still found a partner, and they also went through the through UNFPA's support and awareness on family planning. They were able to plan their families. And there were so many other testimonies, but for me, I was so touched. And I at the end, I think the message that still remained with me, I thought, these are our best ambassadors, because they are speaking from experience. And if they can talk to others in their communities, they give a more convincing story than any of us can give. So I would really want to encourage that aspect of using testimonials to really help increase our access. And I think with them, we can reach the goal that we want to reach. The message I would like to leave for all Burundians is that we can get there. We can get there. With everybody's effort, we can get there. And I think I would also want to touch on the main purpose of my visit, which was to attend this seminar or the conference on nutrition. This conference that was led by the First Lady and included many women from around the country. One of the message that we had from UNFPA is that if you are going to if you're going to overcome malnutrition, you really need to also look at how malnutrition links with sexual and reproductive health.
And these young people are able to progress into adulthood and to become contributing members of the society. So that provides a very strong link, and that's why UNFPA works a lot with governments and with regional economic commissions to really promote the notion of the demographic dividend, because by investing in young people, investing in their health, we are able to really reap the dividends of the young people and children bring.
And we talked about the demographic dividend, because you really need to think about how the number of children we have in a family impacts the nutrition of the family and the well-being of the family. It also impacts the future of the children in that family. So really just encouraging them to always think about the number of children that they can comfortably bring up, so that they can really invest in those children, invest in their education, invest in their health, invest in their nutrition and their well-being, so that all the children can grow to lead productive lives and become productive members of their community, and eventually productive members of the country as a whole. With that, Burundi can reap the demographic dividend. We can reap the dividends that the young people, the young population we have the potential to bring. So that is one message. The other message that I would say is that let's all put our hands together and work towards the 3 zeros. Let's all work towards increasing access to sexual and reproductive health. I think we have a good opportunity, particularly looking at the fact that the government has facilitated free access to reproductive health services, particularly related to pregnancy and childbirth. So we've got an opportunity. We're getting the support from the government. We're getting support from the leadership, the First Ladies. Let's take advantage of that opportunity, and we will meet our 2030 goals.